Hello, Nancy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you and your husband don't have any children, right?
Vivian. It's been a very long time. How are you? I hadn't heard from you in ages and was beginning to worry about your well-being. I heard from Mom that you had contacted her, but I hadn't heard from you in a long time. Why the sudden skepticism now?
No need to worry. I just haven't felt the urge to contact you until now. After all, we aren't blood related. I am not required to contact you on a regular basis. I was wondering how you were doing recently, so I thought I'd send you a message.
Okay, I get what you mean.
In any case, you never responded to my question. Is it true that you and your husband have yet to have children?
That is correct. We do not yet have children.
Are you serious? That's just hilarious. After all, you're no longer a youngster. Are you not aware of your age? I mean, I'm a lot younger than you, and I'm already terrified about childbirth.
Everyone moves at their own rate, after all. We simply aren't prepared at this time.
Really? Do you not believe your pace is a touch too slow? I'm sure I'm not the only one who is curious. My folks are also worried about you. Have they ever told you that they can't wait to cuddle their own grandchildren?
That is something I have heard before. But I'm sure they're aware of how busy we are at work and how raising children at this stage in our lives would be difficult for us.
But I'm not sure if that's the underlying issue. I have a strange feeling you and my brother are just catering to my parents. How long do you plan to keep up this act? You know it can't last forever?
We're not catering to them at all. We're not pretending either. To be honest, Daniel and I have discussed having children extensively, and we both agreed that it is preferable to postpone establishing a family for a little while longer.
Are you kidding me? That has to be the most ridiculous thing I've heard in a long time. How can I expect to continue urging you to have children when you've already decided against it?
I'm sorry. But, as I previously stated, we are both quite busy at work and do not believe now is the time to start a family. We're simply not in the correct financial situation right now.
You're not serious. Surely you're both doing well financially. I was even planning on asking you for some spare change when I came home. I've already depleted a significant portion of my savings. What good are you if you can't afford to help me out?
What are you talking about, please? Are you saying you'll be returning from Europe? Is that your sole purpose for contacting me today? Are you trying to extort money from me?
Yes. And when I get home, I'm going to live with my parents again. To be honest, I was hoping you could lend me some money so that I could acquire my own house. But if you're that poor, I guess I'll just have to return home for a time.
Yes, you see, the point is that I have been intending to contact you recently with some news as well. In fact, Daniel and I are currently living with your parents.
What? Please tell me you're joking.
It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. That's why I was astonished when you mentioned you'd be returning home. If you wish to live with your parents again, you should be aware that you will also be living with your brother and me. But I have a hunch that having all 5 of us in the same house will be a challenge.
Please wait a moment. Are you saying you've started stealing from my parents? Surely you're not in such bad financial shape that you have to grab money from my parents as well?
You're completely wrong. It's actually the opposite. Daniel and I have assisted your parents. In the end, we decided that living together would be easier.
Wow. That is ludicrous. I can't believe you'd try to take advantage of my parents in such a way. And why hasn't my mother mentioned it to me until now? What happened? What should I do now?
Of course, the story is lengthy. I know you have a lot of questions for me. First and foremost, why the abrupt choice to return home from abroad? I thought you were getting married over there.
No, I abandoned that concept. It appears that I like true-blooded American men. They're far more macho than these squishy Europeans.
Okay. If you so desire. I'm sure there's a lot more to that narrative that we won't get into here. But what about your occupation? Do you work over there?
Yes, I've been working part-time, and the hourly wage is far superior to what I was earning at home. It's a nice job because I'm not required to work any extra hours. It's a simple way of life. However, I don't believe I'm well suited to the American labor force.
Yes, if you want to return home, you'll need to find work here.
Yes, I understand. For the time being, I just want to go home and relax. I'm exhausted from my adventures. That's why I was hoping you could spare some cash to help me out for a bit. However, it appears that you have also gone into a rut.
I wouldn't call it a rut in the traditional sense. There are several factors at work.
But don't you both work full-time jobs? I would have assumed you had enough money to spare and share. Oh my God. What am I going to do if you can't help me? My best-made ideas have all been thwarted.
What are your best laid plans? Do you imply you intended to return and live off our income? You'd have to call that leeching, wouldn't you?
What? I certainly didn't expect to be referred to as a leech by someone who is currently leeching off my parents. Anyway, I expect you and Daniel to leave my parents' house when I get home so I can move in.
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm serious. I don't want to share a house with you and my brother. It feels more like my home than yours. I don't mind if you end up childless and homeless at the same time.
I don't believe being homeless is the best way to think right now. Anyway, you're the one who abruptly went for Europe. And now you've abruptly announced your return? Do you not think that's a little self-centered?
That is what daughters are supposed to do. I'll act like the wayward son. My parents will warmly welcome me back. After all, I'm confident I'm a better alternative than the childless leeching pair. Mom and Dad will be overjoyed to see their adorable little girl again.
I'm not sure about it. I'll talk to your mom and see what she says. Good day, Keisha. I just received a message from Vivian. She informed me that she plans to return to the United States. Do you know anything about this?
Yes, I've heard. Is it true that you and Daniel will assist her financially?
What? No.
You're also going to get her an apartment and assist her pay her rent?
No way. Nothing like that has been discussed or decided.
Really? Vivian, on the other hand, appears to be positive that this is what will occur. She told me Nancy and Daniel are going to help me out with money for a while. That is why she has decided to return home.
That's something I'm not sure of. I only just got a message from her, and it was the first time I heard about her return. But you are well aware that Daniel and I are not in a position to pay her way. It's immoral for her to use us as an excuse to return home.
Is that true? Is it really so expensive to rent a one-bedroom apartment these days? We should all just live together if it's going to be too expensive.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Yes. We should just all live in the same house. After all, it's just another mouth to feed. We may require you and Daniel to sleep in the living room for a short period of time, but that is not an issue.
Hold on, you're getting ahead of yourself. First and foremost, you proposed that Daniel and I move in with you. You were also the one who suggested keeping it hidden from Vivian.
You are correct. But if we try to hide our past, it will only make matters worse. Perhaps I should just go open a new credit card account. That manner, we may make it appear as though we are paying our own way. All you'll have to do is make a monthly contribution into our account.
I'm not sure what you're on about. Have you already forgotten what happened the last time you used a credit card? You overdrew the card by a large margin for an extended period of time. You are fortunate that the bank did not seize your home in order to make the repayments. I'm not giving you another credit card. Anyway, do you really want to go that far to conceal your predicament from Vivian?
Sure, I do. We are, after all, the ideal parents in her eyes. I'd rather leave it that way. All I ask is that you keep the act going.
That proposal offers no benefits to us, in my opinion. I can't agree to it. Given our existing circumstances, it will be impossible to care for Vivian as well.
Really? Come on, you're not the only one in this predicament. After all, my husband and I are looking forward to seeing our own grandchildren. Can't you realize how much your lack of children hurts us? You keep blaming your job and putting off caring for your family, while we sit here silently yearning for you to create a family.
Wait a minute, the main reason we're putting off having a family is that we both have to work extra hard to care for you guys as well. I can't go into detail right now. Simply put, we won't be able to care for Vivian as well. Please do not agree to anything without first talking with us.
You are so obstinate. It's only one more person in the house after all. It's unlikely to change much. Furthermore, it is likely to be temporary.
I just want to be clear, I will not be living with Vivian. That is now on record.
I'm back. There's nothing like coming home. By the way, as soon as I returned, I went through your belongings and cleaned them up. Everything you own is now in boxes on the curb.
What? What do you mean?
Surprise! Isn't this like a surprise party? I returned home today and, as promised, relocated back to my parents' home.
That's not possible. I made it obvious that I would not be living with you.
It makes no difference what you say or believe. After all, you're a childless couple taking advantage of my parents. So I returned to fill the emptiness left by a loving child. I don't mind if you people end up homeless.
What does your mom think about this?
They were overjoyed. When I informed her you refused to live with me, she was understandably enraged. But she eventually calmed down and is now preparing my meal. It smells fantastic.
I see. So, good luck to you.
Good luck to you as well.
I'm delighted you're having a wonderful time. Just so you know, we didn't have any valuable personal items in the house, so we aren't too concerned about damage. However, you may come to regret some of your decisions quite soon.
What? You've spoken like a true loser. Maybe you're still shocked that I've returned and taken over the house.
No way. In fact, I'm relieved you returned. I had a feeling this would happen at some point. Daniel and I were just talking about what we should do if things went bad.
What do you mean? Not that it matters. Daniel and I were never really close. I'm delighted you're content together. The delighted homeless couple. That's adorable.
You will become homeless, not us.
What exactly are you on about? I'm here at our childhood house with my parents.
Yes, but the true owner is my husband, Daniel. He doesn't plan on keeping it for long, and we're thinking about putting it up for sale shortly. So you should start looking for a new place right away.
What? You've gone insane. This home is owned by my father.
No, you are incorrect. Your brother and I purchased the house from your parents 3 years ago. Your father was so in debt that he couldn't make his mortgage payments. So we agreed that Daniel would buy the house and that we would all live together in it.
That can't be right. How is that possible?
There were several causes behind this. Many things happened while you were gone. You got up and departed the country as soon as they concluded their child-rearing duties. They were taken aback by your sudden departure and were unsure what to do with themselves. Your father grew addicted to gambling after discovering the local casino.
No way!
Continue to listen, there's more to come. His company then caught him stealing from the accounts and utilizing the money to finance his gambling addiction. Your mother enjoyed spontaneous purchases and amassed massive bills on her credit card. Daniel and I stepped in and assisted them just when they were at rock bottom. We acquired the house from them but decided to let them stay. Since then, we have been paying their debts with general living expenditures.
This is unbelievable. Are you serious about this?
I am, of course, serious. At first, I assumed your parents would see their mistakes and try to help themselves. However, it appears that they become accustomed to not working and living the cushy life that we do. It's just gotten worse. Daniel and I were tired of their sour attitude toward us.
That is understandable. They were never particularly excellent at demonstrating their gratitude to others when I was a kid.
So you didn't know what they were like? Your brother and I hoped that they would change, but after all this time we understood that some people never change.
Wait a minute, let me double-check my understanding. My parents are the ones who are stealing, not you and my brother.
Congratulations! You finally get it. But, truly, they have been leeching off us the entire time. Because your brother and I are such kind people, we tried to overlook their difficulties. We didn't want them to get into any more trouble. And it was taking up all of our spare time and money to look after them.
So you're saying that the reason you haven't had children yet is because you've been caring for my parents the entire time?
Exactly. Our entire budget has gone toward keeping them out of trouble. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but your parents are, at best, dull. But they were so focused on maintaining their perfect image in front of you.
So, what happens if you people move out? More significantly, who will look after my financial needs?
Why don't you enlist your parents' assistance? Wasn't that your intention all along? Daniel and I are tired of trying to be nice to your selfish parents. But now we may go and be happy.
Hold on, please. Please accept my apologies. What I did and said was incorrect. Please return. Can't we simply talk about it for a minute?
I don't have any more words for you or your parents. It will be a waste of my time. The house is about to be sold. So I strongly advise you to begin packing your belongings and flee immediately. You're attractive, so you've spent your entire life relying on others to aid you. It's time you realized how difficult the real world can be.
Nancy and Daniel then successfully sold the house for a good profit. They were finally able to relax and establish a family thanks to their newfound extra savings and personal freedom. The birth of their first child the following year brought Nancy and Daniel genuine delight. Vivian, who had spent her entire life relying on the generosity of others to get by, was now forced to live with her bad parents. They ended up moving into a rundown little house, as expected, because they were all equally incapable of caring after themselves. And Vivian needed to get a part-time job.
Sophia told her sister that her boyfriend left her and the baby to marry a young rich woman.
Cleo, I'm 3 months pregnant.
What? You broke up with your boyfriend 2 months ago. Did he know there is an appearance of the baby?
Yes, but he left me and told me to abort because he don't want to responsible for that.
What a childish man.
What should I do, Cleo? I'm so disappointed and I think I will have psychological problem.
Why don't you protect yourself? There are so many contraception. Robert was a bad man, everyone knew that, but you didn't listen to me. You give him love, time and also money. And now he rejects the duty to take care of you and the baby. Do you think it worth?
Cleo, please don't lash out at me. Please help me find the solution for this problem. I can't tell it to anyone else except you. You are the person that I believe the most.
Do you want to marry Robert and raise the child with him? I can take the fairness for you.
No, I don't want to meet that mean man again. I just want to give birth to my baby. The parent guidance is very important that I can't bring my child to a man like that. If I let him raise my child, it will influence to the personality formation of the baby. My baby will be a bad person like that in the future.
Do you know the date of his marriage ceremony?
This weekend, Cleo.
I will go there and tell everybody about his devil deeds so that they can see his true color.
Do you think it the right way?
I don't want the girl who he will marry be treated all her life.
I hope everyone will believe in us.
Be assured, God will stand on our side.
Thank you for always being with me. Without you, I think I can't do anything, even thinking about death.
Cut the crap. I will always be with you because we're sister. But before I go to his wedding, I think you should meet the girl he will marry to prevent the marriage.
Should I?
Yes.
The next day, Sophia meet Emily to tell her the truth.
Hi, Emily, nice to meet you. I'm Sophia, old girlfriend of Robert, and I call to tell you about his true face. I know it seemed to a lie because you are willing to marry him. But do you know every aspects of the person who you will live together under one dome? I don't want you to be miserable and be treated by that bad man.
Don't beat around the burst. Tell me what you know about my finest. I don't have much time to hear you. I even don't know what you saying are truth or dare. Sitting here and listening to my rival is something nonsense. Don't waste my time anymore.
Okay. I'll come to the right point. I am 3 months pregnant. And the baby is Robert's child. I have told him, but he rejected and told me to abort.
Stop talk nonsenses. I and Robert are in a relationship for 2 years. Why can that happen?
Either me have just found out the truth that he loved many people at the same time.
What nonsense! I made all his contact and also banking account.
Don't fall for it, Emily. Being women, I have to tell you that before it's too late.
Let's me sleep on this.
This baby in my belly is the proof.
No, I will believe in my husband. Seeing is believing. I can't just only hear your saying and left him.
Please believe in me.
Cut the crap. What will be will be. I will myself plan for my future. Call it a day and don't bother me anymore. I have to prepare for my wedding.
You will regret not hearing what I'm saying to protect you.
Save your breath. All bets are off.
My sister tends to go to your wedding and enlighten.
What ridiculous your sister is. Who you think you are to come to my wedding? I don't give a damn. Don't push me. Cut it out. 2 of you are too tale-bearing. Come home and do something benefically.
Let's nature take its course. I will save my words. You will know all the truth when you live with him.
Oh, thank you. If you want to destroy my happiness over my dead body, I warn you that. Get home safe.
Sophia goes home and tell her sister what happened today, and her sister decides to come to that wedding.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to tell all of you a shocking news. Your toast, Robert. He's not that good. Robert was my younger sister boyfriend. During loving time, not one time he borrowed my younger sister money.
What are you doing here? Are you losing your mind?
Mind your own businesses. Keep your nose out of my business.
What do you want?
I want everybody know who you are. And what terrible you was when loving my younger sister. And let's everyone know you're such a jerk.
Do you want to die?
What you pretend to do. You think I'm afraid? You crack me up. Don't be too naive, Robert.
Fuck off. Who you think you are to come here?
I don't give a fuck about that. Sit down and listen to me.
You have a lot of nerve.
Madam, I'm sorry for creating that atmosphere, but I have to say that. Robert got my sister 3 months pregnant and left her. And when he loved my sister, he was treating on Emily. So now who can responsible for my miserable younger sister?
Don't do nonsense thing and sorry after that.
I don't pretend to deprive your husband. Don't be too sensitive, girl. That bastard? I don't regret. Robert, you're really chickened out. Why don't you say anything now? While loving you, my sister give you anything she can. You don't have your own house, she permitted you living in her home. You don't have money, she fed you, give you her money that she hardly made. Why you treated her like that? You don't have any compassion to your child lying in her belly?
Robert, looking at my eyes. Did she tell the truth?
I am.
Son of a bitch. I believe in you and don't stand anything Sophia told me. I'm an idiot. Why you treated me like that? We have been together for 2 years, and I never let you be short of anything. Today, to sit here together, I put all my life for you and hope to have happy life forever after. I'm so disappointed. Why the one I love can do that with me? Why I am so unlucky?
Robert, I don't need you to responsible for my baby and I, because I don't want my baby have an uppy father. But you have to say sorry to me and also Emily for what you made. Or at least you should feel at fault.
I'm so ashamed today because I got 2 women hurt. I don't know what love is, so I'm sorry for make that terrible things. For Emily, I think you are worth to have another better man than me. I don't have any face to look at you. I won't beg you forgive me because I'm not worth. Forget me and find the one who can make you happy.
Of course, I will marry any guys who are better than you in every aspects.
I'm apologizes to your parents too, who are believe in me and give their daughter for the bastard like me.
You should do that.
Sophia, actually, when I'm in a relationship with Emily, I had a liking for you. But the accident appeared when we drunk. I'm still love Emily and also I'm a coward, so I have rejected you. Everything happened too fast. That I can't imagine and solve it logically. I'm so sorry for that. About the baby, I will responsible for it. I will send you money to bring it up and also visit it frequently. I don't have any emotion with you, so marry you is impossible.
Yes, I can't love the person like you. I have heard all I want, so I gonna come home. I will raise the child alone. I don't want to see you anymore.
Thank you for that. I will say sorry to everyone whom I made them hurt. Thank you, Cleo, for made me disillusioned.
Emily turned to another religion for healing her inner self and find some romantic left in her broken heart. Cleo and Sophia raise the baby together, and Robert lives his life in miserable and nobody want to approach him and no workplace want to give him a chance. When taking the baby to kindergarten, Sophia see a habitual shadow of a man looking at her daughter. She finds it unnormal, so she decides to stalk him.
Hi, Sophia. How it's going?
Robert, is that you?
Am I different?
A little bit, you look more mature in patience.
Can I take your time? I want to say something with you.
I can just give you a little bit 'cause I have to go to work.
Taught you so much. I always think about you and our baby from that day.
I live with Gilady and I have the dream about living with you and raising our children.
Sincerely, I follow you and from the day you give birth, and I wish that I can see our children when it came to this world.
Really?
I have desire to take responsibility for you and our children.
I don't think you can change your mind in that positive way. You seem more responsible and you have love. But what do you want to say with me?
Now I am working at a technology company and the salary is quite good. I want to give a little bit for you every month. I want to contribute to our baby's matures and see it graduate from primary school to university. I also want to be with you if I have a chance. I know it seemed to have a skin like a rhinoceros, but this is all I want to say with you.
I must let you know. Can you consider about that?
Please help me to have the right of a father. Please, let's time prove everything. I can show you what I can do for you and our baby.
I'm so confused about that.
Although at first I rejected it, but now, when thinking about that, I'm so embrace. Honestly. Thank you for hearing me. I'm so grateful.
At first there are many problems we have to solve before we do anything. Suddenly the child have a father, they will be shocked and maybe it influences about her mental health. I will thinking about your demand and contact you later. I'm so surprised about your request.
Honestly.
When taking the baby to kindergarten, Sophia see a habitual shadow of a man looking at her daughter.
Hey Cleo, I want to talk something with you. It's very important and related to my future and also my baby. Tell me what you know about my fineness. I have just seen Robert, he follow me and my baby and watching us from the time I giving birth. He said that day he's still a loser, so he has no face to meet our baby and at least financially assist me. Now, when he quite successful as a developer at an IT company, he wants to compensate for me and my baby. How do you feel? Do you feel insecure in some things like he can leave you and your child again? Are you willing to hurt again? For me, it's no longer essential because I take interest in my baby, nothing else can take her position. That's your life, if you want to give him a chance, just give it. I am not in your situation so I can't feel anything. Now you are enough mature to decide your life, don't choose or determine anything based on me. Are you understand? Yes, I just need you always be here to share with me, I will walk on my own way. Thank you so much, I think I will give him a chance. Are you sure?
Yes, but I think I need a little time to observe and then I can decide.
Yes, I think you should do that.
Thank you for hearing me. I'm so grateful.
Hi.
Hi, Sophia. It's me again, Robert.
I'm a little shy because I'm anxious to know the result. I'm impatient to meet our baby.
I have told Cleo about that. I'm afraid she have preconception with you. So I ask her to receive recommendation.
Can I ask about your determination?
She's so patient and listen to me. As a sister, she look up to my decide and tell me to do what I really want.
Can I ask about your determination?
Yes, you know, if we can see a change in a positive way in a bad person, you should have altruistic to give them a new chance.
Oh, I have to say thanks to Cleo because she doesn't look at me with preconceived idea. Oh, I'm so grateful about that.
In this 2 years, I just want to make money to give the baby the best condition. And sometimes I have too many stresses that I can't tell anyone else. I forgot about my passion, my dream and purpose of life. I forgot what romantic and what love is. Thinking about these days with you in the past, I want to go through it again at least once in my life. I don't know if I still love you or not. So I think I must let time answer the question.
So what you think? I want to hear from you. Sophia, thank you for understanding and stand in my position. I will use all my left life to compensate for you and our child. Please don't reject me and take me a chance. I will treat you with all my love. Let me pick up you at your work and give you many gifts.
Okay, I will help you.
The thing I couldn't do before.
Give you a chance mean I give myself a chance too.
OMG, thank you so much, Sophia, for giving me a chance.
Yes, I will go with you. Missing call. Are everything okay? Ralph, how I miss you. Do you already know when you will arrive home? You know, I know you told you were going shop with Kesha today. Simply said, I wasn't expecting you to stay out this late. Ralph, just take a look at the time. By now, we're normally getting ready for bed.
Oh, my mistake. My fingers are a little more restricted on this one, so it appears that I will be delayed for some time, baby. Instead of waiting for me, you should definitely go to bed on your own.
Do not criticize me, it is just shopping, it is not a business trip or anything like that. What do you mean your hands are tied? Can you at least let me know what time you plan to return home? I'm worried since you never return home on time.
Yes, you know how it is when you go out with someone and one thing leads to another? Well, it's always a bit of a social snowball with your younger sister. Anyhow, the two of us will be going to a few bars, so like I mentioned, it'll be a while before I return.
Going to bars. Hold on a minute, hold on, wait. Why on heck are you drinking with my Kesha sister of everybody, huh? What exactly is going on?
Ain! Calm down now. Like I explained, it just came to mind on its own. Actually, it's not all that significant. Do you truly object to us having fun together that much?
Not at all, it's simply that.
Furthermore, Kesha and I ought to get along if she's going to be my little sister-in-law and the aunt of our children shortly. Up until now, we had essentially been strangers.
Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that you two get along and that she is starting to come out of her shell a bit. You promised to help out around the house early and I was expecting you would follow your word, so I'm just a bit upset. I can't move around as easily as I used to because of how large this baby inside of me is becoming, and on top of that, cleaning is more difficult now than it used to be.
Yes, although I'm not very skilled in that. I don't have the motivation to do it myself, and if I did, I'd usually just get in the way.
We're going to have a major appeal struggle trying to get this work, honey, so I really hope you get some motivation by the time the kid is born. Wouldn't it be simpler to at least practice doing that before we have a screeching, little human on our hands?
Yes, please stop annoying me over here. I didn't sign up for this. I believe we promised that I would bring in the money and you would maintain the house.
I'm aware of that, and I'll do my best to maintain the balance, but I also want to be realistic. You have to realize that having a child will be difficult, for mother and father both, regardless of where we believe we are at in life. Were we not also going to accomplish this as a team, together? You can't possibly expect me to manage everything by myself.
Okay, I'll take the field after the baby is born for sure. Hey, I'm sure my mom would be thrilled to join us and provide a hand. That sounds lovely, a great large joyful family. In that case, allow me to concentrate on getting to know your little sister a bit better.
Although I admire your enthusiasm, I believe you are now being too friendly with my family. Why don't you try concentrating on other family members like myself for a change? I mean, isn't that why I'm friends with them in the first place? And although while it's extremely kind of your mom to want to come here and assist with the kid, she actually lives quite a distance away. That's a very big ask for a senior citizen like her, isn't it?
Shut up. Ain. You can rely on me. I'm a people person at heart, so building relationships is much more my style than doing things like scrubbing the dishes. Why should I do the work myself when I can persuade others to do it for me? I should be serving others instead of doing the serving.
Well, perhaps there are occasions when it is worthwhile to put in the extra effort on your own, especially if it benefits your family. Are you going to attempt to convince someone else to be the father somehow? You are aware of how peculiar what you are witnessing is, right?
I implore you, get off my back, you're the odd one. You used to be such a mellow and laid-back person,
but God, being pregnant isn't doing you any favors.
So because of me, my personality has changed, or you're just indifferent, so I have changed. Don't you reconsider this story yourself?
Now, if I want to do things my way, it feels like I have to go through a minefield alongside you or something. I just need everyone to be quiet, so spare the Western Front trash. Can I at least occasionally receive a thank you if you're going to pull my ear?
Naturally, Ralph, I'm grateful that you're interested in getting along with my family and proud of you for that. Seriously, good work. Doing is the key, though. You're good, my little sister likes you. Rely on me. Could you, at the absolute least, charm your way into viewing my appearance as well? You missed several opportunities to interact with them, as I've noted. They're beginning to doubt your continued existence.
Okay, I'm a hectic guy.
Yes, but you're never too busy to accompany Keisha on a shopping spree, are you?
This is what? Do I sense any resentment here?
It's not like that, as I informed you. I'm only attempting to speak out for myself.
And I'm making an effort to defend myself. You don't have to get envious of us simply because we get along, you know? I'm not married to anyone, I'm married to you, Ain.
I'll participate in your game if you want to push me in this way and make me play the monster. You lover boy, I only have one question for you. Can you sincerely look me in the eyes and say you've never had an improper idea about my younger sister?
Do you truly want me to be honest, though? Do you truly want the truth from me, like, really? Are you certain? Absolute certainty? I think I'd be lying if I claimed it never entered my thoughts, lol, if you want that. Bless you. You and your younger sisters resemble twins in many ways. Not me, just genetics and the pattern-seeking human brain. Naturally, if I were to gaze at her, she would make me think of you. In addition, when we go out together, it's like when you and I first started dating, since we are on the same page. You are nothing like my little sister, rude and uncouth. You make me feel exhausted in this relationship. You know, she makes me feel like a young man again. When we go out together, I can't help but occasionally buy her gifts.
Presents? What sort of gifts?
You know what? Similar to these Matt ladylike activities.
I could tell this was strange and disgusting. You treat her as though you're attempting to restart a relationship, but this time with her, oh. That is so disgusting and also, incredibly ladylike things? I can tell when you're avoiding a query. Please respond, Ralph. What gift did you get Keisha?
Nothing escapes your notice, does it? Or more really, it's more like you'll hold onto anything like a puppy latching onto a frisbee. I purchased your little sister a Channel pocketbook, if you absolutely must know, okay? She didn't ask me to, I simply overheard her mention it and made the decision to surprise her. There, satisfied?
Channel? Oh my god, you're buying her pricier brand rubbish already? Why are you acting this way? What was the cost?
Quite cheap. Just a few $1,000s to buy for your sister, it's normal, right?
A few $1,000s?
Who really cares? It doesn't really matter how much the credit card costs since I paid for it.
Did you somehow miss economics class in school? Or simply don't you understand what a credit score is? Come on, Ralph, it wasn't even her birthday. It's too wasteful. This gift is not meant for a birthday or any significant occasion. Why did you do that? When it's truly her birthday, I'm frightened to look at our budget at this point.
You know, this is precisely why I didn't want to tell you, since you usually exaggerate things. You're making a big deal out of everything, and that's why I don't want to share with you. Why do you have to make things so difficult to resolve? It's up to you how you want to interpret it, I don't care. Don't try to interfere in this matter. It can't be undone anyway. You may whine about our finances all you want, but ultimately, it's my money, therefore I get to determine how I want to spend it.
If you're angry, ask yourself if it's because I spent the money or merely because I didn't spend it on you. Sincerely, how much more avaricious can you get? I recognize your jealousy. However, don't cover yourself in fake morality.
Innocent? Greedy? Jealous? What you're doing is unacceptable in what universe?
Okay, you're starting to really irritate me at this point. Stop at this point.
Don't try to use silence as a way to avoid resolving the issue like that. Acting in such a timid manner will only make others disrespect you. Answer me, Ralph. Don't be so unreasonable.
Ain, stop it! You should quit scrutinizing how I treat your little sister and just let myself do what I want to do if you want me to get along with your parents. Otherwise, what are the chances that we'll be sharing a kiss this year at your home? Done, babe? You can't just order me about. I'm not that sort of man.
Okay, I'm sorry, okay. I acted a little too forcefully there, and I want to defuse the situation. Can we retrace our steps together?
That's better. Shouldn't you know your place better?
Okay, I'll make good on my word that there is nothing improper about going shopping with Kesha, but please refrain from being so wasteful with our dollars.
I can understand your point now that you've stated it in that way and have effectively quenched it with chuckles. That was a little too hasty of me. But, you know, the look on her face really made everything worthwhile. Do something worthy of your face.
So what if I spend that money on luxury goods?
Are you crazy? Stop thinking that. You don't deserve it.
Absolutely so. Today seems to be teaching me a lot about myself as well.
Please don't take it personally. I'm simply spewing out the facts. Like Kesha and I, not everyone is born with an eye for great design. There are no other details. Have you ever thought why you don't deserve those gifts? You look so ugly and old while pregnant. No makeup makes you ugly. You look at yourself in the mirror. What are you? You were, as I stated before, rather laid back prior to being pregnant, don't you remember? You're currently about as entertaining as filing my taxes. You know, little, laugh a lot. Our child will turn out all emo and such if you don't loosen up. Stick to really humorous content instead of this unsettling nonsense about marrying my sister if you want me to laugh. Whatever. My force arrived. When I get back from our little bar crawl, I'll see you. Don't keep me up at night, please. You obviously need to rest, so get some sleep. Do you want to try?
Fine. Missing call. Ralph, pick up the phone and listen. Why are you doing such a rubbish thing with my life?
What's more, you're frustrated and irritable all day. Don't you get bored with it? What do you desire, lady? You know how much I detest phone conversations, so please text me instead.
If I want to say something? That is wealthy. Since you're too busy to call me and explain these strange cryptic notes Kesha sent me, would you mind explaining them to me? Where are you with whom? I called the company but no friends at the office.
I'm outside. Which message? The first time I heard it.
Oh, course, I'm sure you wouldn't even get a hint that she told me she wanted to marry you in a message. Would you mind explaining how you two timing? Did you go to France with her?
Wannabe? I'm as genuine as they come, girl. And such messages are also true, in my opinion, and quite simple to comprehend.
Ralph, that seems very self-explanatory to me. All the justifications you have given me.
So what do you want me to tell you?
But that you already know we're married. Not to add that I'm carrying your child inside of me. Do you genuinely believe that this is the best time to start acting completely different from others? Are you really aware that you are and are about to become a father?
Stop it. I understand that well. I don't need you to teach my life. I can do whatever I want, whether I have a child or not.
Kid or none at all. We're talking about a person's life here, and sooner or later your frolicking will ruin this youngster. The most significant role models in a child's life are meant to be their parents, mother, and father. Ralph, what do you have left to say about yourself? And you got Kesha pregnant, right? So why is she asking you to marry her?
I just want to add that, hypothetically speaking, I would feel horrible for any guy who got Alice pregnant if she grew into anything like you.
Oh, and you wouldn't chance to be familiar with this enigmatic man, would you?
As I stated, this is just a hypothetical, but even if I were the person in it, I would declare that I had learned my lesson with you. Kesha is completely pure and you are different from any. I suppose I have no option but to divorce you if Kesha wants to wed me. I'm open to any other recommendations, though. Come on, say it. What do you have to offer that she doesn't?
All I can offer you is that this is for you. Just negatives and positives, successes and failures in your corner? Do you actually not care about me any longer? Even worse, do you honestly not care what happens to the kid I have inside of me? Your baby.
Nope, in particular, I don't care if you bring me down like this. When I might soar beyond the skies with a genuine lady like Alice, why should I be stuck with you and that baby like some sort of bozo? Nah, I guess I'll do myself a favor and get a divorce instead of listening to all your doom and gloom. So I'll have a new wife, right? Ain. You must have known how bad I am for me to decide to give up, Ain. In addition, shouldn't a handsome person like me date a beautiful woman like her? Everyone can appreciate that type of thing. If so, does it make sense?
Nope. You better not include me in this group of everyone since it doesn't make sense. I anticipate poor behavior from you, but why would you include my little sister in this at all? You know how she is, she still acts like a child. I feel like I'm about to become sick, therefore I don't believe this. You guys are horrible. I'm sick of this kind of people.
Why are you talking about this? Yes, Kesha lacks your cynical skepticism, but it does not equate to my being a puppet master. I hope you will one day see that I'm just doing what's best for everyone. Do you want my opinions? I have no more pity for you, so quit your miserable routine and start working hard for yourself and the kid. Kesha always understands and always thinks for me, and you scream all day and ask me where and when I will come back? Bored of boredom. And if you change your attitude, I will rethink and allow you to live with me.
Even though I was aware that there was something wrong with you, I persisted in holding on to my love for you. But because love is now as dead as it gets, you may rest easy. Ralph, I hope you're satisfied with yourself because I can state without a doubt that you are the most disgusting, filthy, and pig-headed person I've ever had the misfortune to meet.
Hey, coming from a nagging, freezing, ugly female like you, I'll take that as a compliment.
Keep quiet. You want to get divorced. Okay, I'll grant you a divorce, but you can bet your last dollar that I'll want every last dime.
Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Underneath the pearl grasping and astonishment, every woman only desires to steal a man's fortune. I claim it's just like a mosquito sucking blood. But, doesn't exactly sound peaceful in my ideal world. Are you certain that you cannot simply swallow your pride? Just once, then end the sentence.
Okay, you should try to actively offend me, because I'm not going to leave you alone. Stalker. I'm not going down without a fight specifically because of pride. You will at least have to pay the price if you wish to disgrace me. I really do mean that literally.
Okay, alright, believe anything you want to believe. You're simply another parasite on humanity at the end of the day. Anyway, texting you is a pain, so I'll stop for the time being. Done.
You dip. Don't turn off your phone just yet. You understand we have a lot to work out if we are having a divorce. Details that are quite important to both of our life, you know?
Okay, but I can hire a lawyer for that. There is nothing else I want to say to you. If I were you, I would hire a lawyer as well, unless you want to suffer further injustice.
You could do nothing, you worm of a guy with no courage. I don't understand why you did those things to my sister. You stole her husband and got pregnant with an unwanted child. Do you realize how much damage that has done to our family?
Do you really think that it's because I stole your sister's husband and got pregnant that our family is destroyed? That's not true at all. Your sister's husband changed because she didn't know how to take care of her family.
How dare you say that? I love my husband and always tries to have a happy family. It's because of you that I have to endure this pain.
Look at what you've done to your sister's husband. I'm not at fault here. If you continue to threaten me like this, it won't be a small matter anymore.
I'm not threatening you, I just want you to understand that your actions have caused a lot of harm to our family. If you don't stop, you'll pay a high price for what you've done.
Don't worry about me. If you want a divorce, go through with the procedure and stop talking nonsense. However, someday you'll understand everything that I and your sister's husband have been through.
Do you really think that it's because I stole your sister's husband and got pregnant that our family is destroyed? That's not true. Your sister's husband changed because she didn't know how to take care of her family.
I'm doing better than your sister did. She was extremely biased and always compared me to herself. I'll handle my own problems, without anyone's interference.
But it's everyone's problem, not just yours. You have to take responsibility for your actions.
It's okay, I don't care. The recipient has exited this conversation.
Soon after I got the message, Kesha, like me before, was texting Ralph all the time screaming. Given his nature, it was obvious that Kesha wouldn't last long in his concept of marriage. After hearing the story, the parents were very upset and decided to no longer contact Kesha. Even though she saved the game later, the game ended together. My baby girl is very healthy, I am happy with this, that is more than enough. Hi, Monica. We need to talk. Text me right back when you got the message.
Lizzie. How are you doing? What can I help you, Mom?
Oh. You've replied. Thanks God. But what happened with your work?
I'm actually in the middle of work now. But I'm just taking a quick coffee break. I thought I'd reply back since it seemed a bit urgent. So what is this all about?
Well, that's funny. I was under the assumption that you had finally submitted your resignation letter or something. I thought you would have quit your job.
Well, I do like my job here. So why do you text me?
Well, I do expect you to do as you're told, seeing as you're my daughter-in-law. If I tell you to reply to my text messages, I expect an immediate reply. If I tell you to cook for me, then you'd cook for me right away. Isn't that what respecting your in-laws is all about?
Right. So, is there something you want to tell me?
By the way, let me tell you something I heard on a TV show the other day.
Okay.
So apparently, young people these days have a sneaky way of reading text messages without having to actually read the text. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not so sure.
Meaning that the recipient will be able to read the texts without the sender finding out. I suppose it's so that the sender won't be bothered if they get a late reply. Well, I can't think of any other reason as to why anyone wouldn't reply to a text immediately, but to each their own.
Oh, I know that trick.
Well, I'm glad that you're not the type of person to do that.
Yeah. So.
Oh. Sorry for going off track. I just forget things in a split second even during mid-conversation. So I'm actually at your house at the moment.
Really? What are you doing there? Is Peter with you?
Actually, Peter is at work now. So I'll wait till he gets home. I know Peter tells me he's fine on the phone, but you never really know how someone's doing until you've seen and spoken to them in person, right? So I just come over and see how he is doing. I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you come round to the house at least every month. So it'll be weird if you stopped coming over. Anyway, what can I do for you here? Did you want to ask me something?
Oh, I didn't know that it was a problem for me to see my son.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I can absolutely understand how worried you'd be when your son is not in your sight. If I were you, I would be worried too.
Peter is my beloved son. I'd fall sick if I don't see him for even just a day. Once you have children, you will understand, Monica.
Yeah.
By the way, do you plan to have a baby?
Oh, what's that?
Oh. I went off track again. Sorry.
I think you texted me to either ask me something or.
That's right.
I'm all ears.
What time are you coming home tonight?
Let me check my planner. Hold on a second. Okay, I should be home at around 6:30 p.m. tonight. Would you like to stay at ours for dinner?
Oh. No need to worry about that. I'll cook for all of us tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. My husband loves your dishes you cook.
Yeah. But I need you to buy something before you come home. Is that okay?
Sure. What do you need?
First, 5 kilograms of cheese.
What? 5 kilograms?
Yes, why not?
Do you really need much cheese to cook for dinner?
Yeah. Just buy what I say. Second, 5 kilograms of pasta.
I think these are too much for 3 of us.
Don't be silly. I have my way of cooking.
So, you really need all of that?
What are wrong with you? If I didn't, why I have to ask you to buy?
But what do you need it for? Because it doesn't sound like you need all of that for just a meal for 3 people.
Well, you're right about that. I'd be crazy to have all of that for just a family meal.
Then what are they for?
It's to give to my neighbors as Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts?
Yes. I have no idea what some of them need or want. And I don't intend to overthink it since they're just for my neighbors. Anyone could use more cheese and pasta, right? So it's a perfect idea for a gift. Do you think so?
Yeah, I see.
I did that last Christmas and everyone seemed to love it. Don't worry, dear. Just get them for me and that'll be all right.
Okay. But by the way, is there a specific brand or type of cheese you want me to get?
Feel free to choose whichever one you like. I don't mind that. Oh, I almost forgot. Could you also get 10 cans of chopped tomatoes? Choose whichever one is the cheapest.
Okay, pasta and cheapest can of chopped tomatoes.
And get around 20 empty cardboard boxes.
20 boxes?
Yeah. Thanks, darling. You're a sweetheart.
Lizzie? What is all this?
What?
What's all this in front of the house? These pile of boxes and bags with things inside.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, could you come and open the door, please? My hands are full and you've got to see this for yourself.
Oh, I can't, darling. I'm a bit tied up here.
Okay, well now I've looked inside and a lot of these things are mine. In fact, they're all mine. Who did this?
I honestly have no idea. I just remember throwing out some trash. Were they yours? Oh, I'm sorry, Monica. Peter and I, though, they were all trash, so we just put them all out.
Trash? What the heck are you doing?
Excuse me? What is it with all of the profanity all a sudden?
No, it's not all of a sudden. I've been nice to you all these years. But this is the last straw. No more playing nice to you. I've had enough with your harassment.
Well, if you are going to be that way, let me tell you something. I'll let you know how much I've hated your guts. I never liked you since Pete introduced me to you. So it's about time you got what you deserved. I knew Peter should have never married a foolish woman like you.
Me? Am I the one who threw all of someone's things out on the streets? No. That's you.
See? That filthy mouth of yours. I hope it hasn't rubbed off onto Peter as well. You are a terrible influence on him.
I'm the terrible influence? How about you for being the big old cockalorum?
What? Please don't be so dramatic. All I'm saying is that ever since Pete married you, he hardly comes to visit me at my house. And then over the past year, we've started spending some more time together for some reason. And I realized that all this time you were the one holding him back from seeing me.
A year ago? Right, well that makes sense.
How does that make sense? What do you mean?
Oh, never mind.
This is you. You're pulling the strings behind my back. Torturing me. Keeping my son away from me. Those boxes are there so that you can move out of this house and leave me and my family alone.
What? Are you being serious?
When are you ever going to get it into your head that a wife is to stay at home and be a good housewife? But look at you. Always talking about work and work. As if you don't have a family to take care of. Poor Peter. He looks after him while you're at work.
What? He's a 38-year-old man. He's perfectly capable of taking care of himself on his own. Besides, what kind of conservative values do you have? Maybe in your days, you had to be a boring stay-at-home wife. But if you step outside into the real world, things are way different. You're way behind. Most married couples have jobs. It's called having a double income. Ever heard of it?
Well, that doesn't explain why you have to be so ugly.
Excuse me?
That's right. Had you been slightly prettier or even nice to look at? I wouldn't have to say this out loud, but look at you. There's nothing in you that makes people want to get to know you. There's nothing in you that would make people compliment you. Elle can't believe that my handsome son is married to an ugly cow like you.
How superficial and materialistic can you be? And you think you're one to talk? Who do you think you are?
Well, you clearly don't even have any talents either. The meals you cook are always mediocre at best. The housework is never done perfectly. What kind of man would want to be with someone like you? So take those boxes with you and leave us alone. And the cheese and pasta and everything else that you brought back. I will tell Peter to get divorced with you.
What? Divorce?
Yes. You can never step inside our house. But if you are about to beg me, I'll tell you that. Peter will hold off on the divorce if you change your attitude and become a better wife to him.
What? Peter? That idiot of a husband who earns chump change?
How dare you speak about my son like that? Let alone your husband. You're crazy.
It's funny though, Lizzie. Your Peter's always been a mama's boy. I thought he'd grow some balls once we got married. But clearly he hasn't. I can't imagine living with him for the rest of my life. So I'll happily divorce him. Let me get rid of him along with the house. That's what I call killing two birds with one stone.
Hold on a second. Selling the house? Why would you do that? Are you insane?
This house is mine. My grandparents refurbished it. What made you think it belonged to Peter with his income? No way he can afford to live here.
What? That can't be true. He told me it was his house.
You can ask him again. Maybe this man forget the most important part. Your son earns less than his wife and he's a liar. Are you proud of him?
How dare you?
By the way, you may move out of the house now. You better move out of my house. This house is already up for sale. So it won't be too long till the new owner takes over. It'll take just about a month till the new owner gets the key to the house.
A month? How do you expect us to find a place and move out in a month? Since when did you put the house up for sale?
Since I found out that you and Peter were trying to sabotage me. You're not as loved by your family as much as you think you are, Lizzie.
What do you mean?
Let's just say that I had a helping hand.
Who is that?
To know this, you'd better ask your husband.
My husband? Why is he involved in these things?
Father-in-law is a very kind person. It's him who told me about your plan to force me away my house.
What? What a jerk.
Don't say that. I will bring father-in-law to live with me. You always look down on him, he never needs a wife like you. So, now. Move away my house. Pack your things and leave my house, you cow.
Is that why you were acting so weird earlier? All of those weird, strange reactions you were giving, it's because you knew what was coming? And you were hiding it from me?
Oh, that was fun trying to wind you up. And you know what? I even bought anything at supermarket. No can, no box, and no cheese.
You!
Don't make me say it again. Pack up and leave.
What? Why all these things happen all of a sudden? I can't get it.
You spoil Peter to be a mama boy. And these all things are the outcome you got. You guys are meant to stay together longer. Good luck.
Monica! I'm not done with you yet. I never forgive you.
Since that conversation with Lizzie, I blocked her. I just thought I should block her anyway just to avoid having any contact with her. My father-in-law apparently gets the gossip about them from the old neighbors. According to that, my ex-husband Peter, he's been fired from his job. And it looks like he's struggling to find a new one. Lizzie got part-time work at the serving customers day and night. If only Lizzie had stopped being such a witch and Peter more loving, then this would have never happened. Despite having lost my marriage, at least I have my kind father-in-law. Let's see how long they can last before they try to look for me and come crying to me for help.